Day 22 is about something called self-efficacy, or it's also called or referred to as an internal locus of control. What that means is that you can look inside of yourself and see your own capacity for change, that you don't need anybody else's permission to do so. There's a lot of power in this. Back when I was learning about my health, and my son had just turned 1, he's almost 8 now, but I learned about this power of self-efficacy. And I was also in the middle of studying about dieting, a diet culture, and also eating disorders and body image. And a lot of times we give up our self-efficacy and our internal locus of control because we just don't feel worthy, or we don't feel like we're capable. And so we give away that permission to somebody else, and then they're not giving it back. They're not giving us the permission to change or to grow or develop. In that time, I'd actually took it upon myself to know that I was capable, and that as I saw incremental growth and progress, that self-efficacy got stronger and stronger, and I knew more and more that I had the capacity within myself to make the changes that I wanted to see happening. And there's amazing power in this. I can't even begin to tell you. We need to stop looking around ourselves, looking around the world, and blaming the world for our problems. In one of the videos I talked to my sister about taking responsibility. And this is about taking responsibility, but it's a step beyond that in a way, because it's also about looking inside of yourself, not to give somebody else power over your life. When I was a teenager, this is a silly story, but when I was a teenager, I had a good relationship with my parents, and I also liked to be with hang out with my friends and things. And my mom volunteered at the school, and I went up to her one time during the school day, and I said, "Hey, some of my friends are going to do this thing later tonight. Is it okay if I go?" And she looked at me kind of like, "What?" And she goes, "It's your life." And my mind, like, boom, exploded from this one comment that my mom made. It's your life. And I knew at that moment that whatever choices I made only affected me. That if I made stupid choices, then I was going to have to answer for that. If I made smart choices, then I was going to benefit from that. And that's self-efficacy. And I'll also include a link here in the video to my friend Bob Quinn, who talks about this. It's an important realization that we all need to have, that when we are in despair because of somebody else, or when we are stressed out because of something else, somebody else, somewhere else, something else, anything else, then we are giving up our own freedom to those people or to those things or those situations. But when we begin to realize and recognize our own internal locus of control, our own capacity to affect change in our lives, that is incredibly empowering, and it cannot be discounted one whit. That we need to be able to embrace our own capacity and our ability to impact change in our own lives and our own abilities to work towards our goals and to make a difference. Thanks again for following along. Be sure to share this with your friends. Send them to homeandfamilyculture.com/cope to catch all the videos in the 30-day challenge. And then head over to Instagram and find me at Family Culture Podcast. Tag me in your stories and tell me about how this series is making an impact on you. Tell me how this particular coping strategy is impacting you, and tag me and use the hashtag Family Coping Skills. Thank you so much for following along. You can also email me if you have questions or insights or anything you want to share at jody@homeandfamilyculture.com. Thank you so much.